Can't believe it. Acro. It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is. I think he was always the most straightforward in the group. Jeebus, am I that hated? Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. It did? Piss piss, cough. But I'm nothing but a little nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Hey, pal! You gonna ignore me after I went all this trouble to bring you some evidence? Thank you, Gumshoe. You're the best, buddy. Love you. Detective Gumshoe. Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyway. No, Detective, I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? Got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, Detective? Well, if you insist. Now, how about that evidence you mentioned? What is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Hey, look, the details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up till now has gone according to our plan. I don't know, Miss Von Karma doesn't seem to be in control of things in there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh. That reminds me, I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided till the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What did he mean by that very end part? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Don't scare me like that. Looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk. For me? Milk. Court's now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I would like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I would also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingley. Yes, Your Honor? Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Ugh. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at about 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respects the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such high esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Rat? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Let me look at this. Sand of his blood and a small quantity of pepper. Something made the lion sneeze. And that's why it looked like he was smiling. Okay. Stop it. Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? He wouldn't on purpose, he was aiming for Regina. This might be my last chance to answer that question. His testimony, though, was all about the ringmaster. This isn't where we need to go. No need to cross-examine this witness. What's that? Why was the ringmaster murdered? There's no need to delve into that bit of testimony when I know the answer already. Mr. Rat, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? Why you would want the ringmaster dead? No. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. You foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools. This shows how foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was this is the real killer of Russellberry, ringmaster. If you want to jump into the end of things, then yeah, that sounds about right. The end of things. Acro, you didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of the witness's murderous plot wasn't the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russellberry to begin with. What? Order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you want. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Fuck. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Yeah. Listen. Regina Barry? This young girl's the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that, it's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question, though. If I'm wrong, all he has to do is say you're wrong, that's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright, allow me to— Ow! The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Wright. Show me evidence, now. I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Barry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence to prove that Acro was out to kill this young girl. And in the end, it's gonna be the scarf because Regina gave it to him, but right now, this is placed in her pocket and it calls her a murderer. Right? And it says to the murderer, but it was placed in her pocket. And gives a time and place. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It is a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat. Acro wrote it. It's ironically entitled To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 PM. Should've just told Regina to go. So you're saying that he called Russellberry with that note? Yeah, but there's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did place the note into someone's pocket. However, that someone wasn't the ringmaster. You mean, it wasn't for the— That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Barry. Order. Mr. Rat, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. Is that when her father— I mean, the ringmaster saw the note? That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today? Lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I got it. Arik thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bust fly. Hey Nick, isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? Yep, unfortunately it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope she can handle it. Arik wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, if you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yeah? What about it? Well, if that note was meant for Regina Barry, it would mean that the note is declaring that Regina Barry is a murderer. You don't get it, do you? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago, that's why the pepper's in the box. And now I'm more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Did I say that earlier? I don't remember. Moron. Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? That was... Oops. It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case is start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? Oh yeah, I think so. Well then, if that is the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is gonna think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually this weird little bottle of pepper. Achoo. Sneezing. Ow, stop whipping me, I'm sneezing. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's not a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright, so what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Barry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Barry's intended victim? Who was the intended victim? Well, I guess it would be the one who actually did die there, right? She gave him the scarf and then the tiger sneezed, or lion sneezed, right? Who's this? That is Akro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically that's true, but that's been in a coma for about 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Akro could feel that his brother's dead. Regina. She did that to him. Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Akro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Barry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in a position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that, it's just not in her. Then what happened to Akro's brother? He is not the victim of an attempted murder, he is the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. You think what happened to that was actually an accident? I'm gonna say it's more than that, because we're here now, because the scarf had pepper on it for some fucking reason that we can tell 6 months later. The lion biting bat wasn't an accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There is no way that Regina would ever incite a lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, But Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. This scarf. That's just a scarf. Acro. The scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who is the one that gave this scarf to him? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. There's something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it up with as much pepper as she could. But why? Fuck off, bird. Excuse me, Mr. Rat. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. Don't fucking say that. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix, right? Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling. Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lion smile? I have never heard of him smiling, however. Lion sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. Crunch. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? Fool. You've gotta be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix, right, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro. You don't mean you can't meet witness. Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright? Unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going. But it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been, evidence. If I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence. The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. It would be. I have no fucking idea where that thing went. Bust. Nick, you gotta do something. Last step. But if I get this one right, the case is won. Let's see how things work out first and then request to search the room. You would have difficulty hiding something in the room that's already been searched. And they also just searched the room again. And Gumshoe's not incompetent. So I'm going to have to assume the monkey hid it somewhere, but it's not in the room. So let's see how things work out. It might be worthwhile to search the room, but why aren't you gonna search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma Total Justice. I guess I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned. Stop whipping me. Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Akro's room yesterday. What'd you find? There's no reason to even say it. We found what you think we would have found in that room. If we found what you think we found in that room, Akro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The meta weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright? The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dip Gunju executed a search by complete surprise. And we took Akro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Wait a second, something's funny about all this. Tee-hee. It looks like you lacked the final nail to put into my coffin. But what about the scarf, the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the Ringmaster. You should know that by now. Yeah. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it? Where is the bust? You're Phoenix right. You know where that bust is, I'm sure you do. Not even a single clue. What am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings an end to this cross-examination of the witness. Hold it. Oh, that was Maya's holding. Where's Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I bit my tongue. Huh? What? We need time to do what? Ah! Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Why are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives in the lines, don't they? That's how Akro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. What are my options even gonna be? Is another weapon? Where is Max's bust now? Somewhere in the lodging house, somewhere in the big top, somewhere in this courtroom. That one feels insane. Maybe he's got a really big wheelchair. I don't know. They've searched the area though. And that thing's large. Right? Logically, it has to be somewhere in the big top, right? Or maybe the lodging house? Somewhere that just couldn't be seen before? What happens if we pick one of these? Must be somewhere in the very big top. It's in the big top? Mr. Rat, where exactly would we find the bust? Ah. center ring! What's it doing there? Haven't you heard the saying? If you like it, then you should put a ring on it? Kinda like that? I didn't like any of those options. Okay, so maybe the two rings aren't related. Not in the least. Well, we've been all through the lodging house, and we've been all through the big top. Courtroom doesn't make a lick of sense, but it's the only thing we haven't picked, so... It's in the courtroom right now. What? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. He's using it as a footrest. He's hiding it in his wheelchair. Acro, sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? He's got a blanket on his wheelchair? Sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say hide a bust under— No! No, it wouldn't. He'd be doing the prestige fishbowl guy thing the entire time. With broken legs. But this seems to be right. Oh, this game is out to get you. I get you. Okay. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. That is not a place to— It would need like a shelf. Which is why I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Alright then, Fishbowl Man. Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. Francisca, stop it. You fool! How could you? You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them? Miss Francisca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch that surprise search on my room last night? Eh? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning. But the bust... Obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide it. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. How? How was I supposed to guess this correctly? You know, just under his wheel, there's a giant-ass bust. Do you know how chairs work? There's like a platform that he's sitting on. And down below there's two little foot things for his feet to be on. But those are just little foot things, it's not like a shelf. And if there was, do you know how blankets work? They would need curtains on the side of the shelf. So no, motherfucker's sitting there with a bulge between his legs. Between his shins, specifically. The size of a person's head, heavy enough to kill a man with broken legs? What? Fuck it. It all makes sense now. Thank you, Judgy. Can't believe that Miss Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. Yep, you definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me? Make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. No, it's okay, Francisca. You did it for justice. Justice. For all. Seems to finally arrived at the truth. Acro. Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russellberry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard she couldn't help herself from laughing. That's why she thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So you're saying you were a victim in all this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself, then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max. So sorry. I just couldn't give up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. Can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. This court is adjourned. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max 1 million of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? She's been like this for a while now. Wah, it is all my fault. Sweetie pie. Bat and Acro, they're never coming back. Now, everyone's gonna split up. Regina. Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. Just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yep, he doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making up that stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. Bad. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. But... That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acros have been caught... Uh-huh. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes, and then until he can meet Acro again. That's sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we? Sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone's sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I've decided I'll take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus the world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen? Don't laugh. That's quite the goal. I can't wait. Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus in the world has ever seen. There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max, let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help him out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've gotta work together to make the Very Big Circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the Very Big Circus without Regina Berry. Max. Nick. It seems like everything's gonna turn out alright here. I can't wait to see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm gonna order special whoopee cushion seats. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid really paid off just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. Edgeworth! You're here! You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. But how are you and Franziska going to interact? A brand new episode has been added. Are there only 4 episodes in this one? Episodes 4, Farewell, My Turnabout. No, did I just start it? Okay, no, it didn't. Good. It does a weird thing with this game. It likes to just... go. But alright, that is... the Big Top Turnabout. Somewhat frustrating. But it's fine. Next one, though, should have Edgeworth, so that's cool. But until then, take care.